I haven't recorded in like so long. This is my first like Honor of Kings recording stream. It's not like I get any viewers in my stream, so this is honestly just more or less like a video recording. I'll be playing the championship mode today. I'm at peak 2000. I kind of wanted to. The heck is this? There's something wrong. Okay, my game didn't load properly. Okay, so I'm at 2000 points here, and I have another account that is also at 2000 points, which placed me at rank 504. Honestly, it's kind of difficult to stream in like 2000 elo games. Normally, I think I'll go for maybe 1700, 1800. That way, I'll be able to pay less attention to the game, more attention to a chat or anything like that. My focus does not be 100% on the game. In 1100 plus, my attention has to be 100% on the game. So honestly, like even a little bit of extra work, extra stuff to do outside of just gaming, causes me to like play very badly. So that's why I don't record any games that is in the upper elo. If it's like 1800 and below, I think I can manage. So right now I'm placing a championship games. I think this is like based on your rank. My rank right now is 4 star, so honestly the opponent I meet wouldn't be very strong. I think the opponent in this championship mode honestly feels like 1500, 1400 even. So I think they are pretty bad. But there are some organized teams that are pretty good. So a lot of times it's random. You might have pre-made teams that are just like have a lot of synergy with each other, or you can just have random people that just completely suck. So we'll try to go for championship games. Let's hope that we win all of them. Usually I'll win all of them, and we'll be mainly playing yuhuan. Alright, let me check my camera, microphone, make sure that it's on. I'm still getting used to this thing over here. My camera is off, okay, that's fine. Yeah, my microphone is on. Let me see. Testing. What is this? Oh, I think this is the game. What the heck is this? Honestly, I don't like to play with audio on. So honestly, even if I turn on the game audio, you won't be able to hear anything. No wait, actually you might hear something. Cause this audio, right? My phone audio is set to 0, but there is still audio coming from the game itself. So I'm not sure if this actually records the audio that I hear from the phone, or whether it's the game audio that I can't hear just because I set my phone audio to 0. So let's just turn this on, I guess. I will just turn the microphone off when the game starts, but I'll just briefly comment on the composition. So meta hero right now, for jungle, and actually I will just start with marksman first. Marksman is definitely long, and Ali. I think Ali is not so much, but Marco and Long are the 2 meta marksmen. Honestly, people like Huang Zhong and Yu Qi, I like them a lot, but people don't like to play them for some reason. I think they are pretty strong. I think Huang Zhong is one of the strongest marksmen, but nobody plays him for some reason. Definitely Long, if you have Long, you will get Long, but before him. But I'll say he's in the upper tier. Yu Qi is also pretty good. So those are the 4 marksmen that I can think of in the farm lane. In the mid lane, you got the Gun and Mo. Gun and Mo is definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest mid lane. As you can see, I'm banning Lam right now. Lam is also one of the strongest jungler. Okay, so let's start with, just focus on mid lane first. Mai Shiranui is another relatively strong pick, but I don't think she's in the upper tier. I think she is only good when you are super proficient with her, otherwise she suck. So overall, I think she's pretty mid. Okay, we'll just pick yuhuan right now, because I don't want other people picking yuhuan. If the enemy pick yuhuan, there's a very high chance that the enemy will win. If you let me yuhuan jungle, right, I think I can 1v5 at this hero. So definitely you want to give yuhuan over to the other side. But in my personal opinion, yuhuan is tier 0, no doubt about it. So jungle yuhuan is definitely tier 0. Lam is also, I think, tier 0 to tier 1.5, 0.5. It's definitely yuhuan then followed by Lam as the strongest jungler right now. And I think Han Xin is 0.5, tier 0.5 to tier 1 is another super strong pick. Jing is actually tier 0 to 0.5 also. Actually, a good Jing I think is better than Lam, but Lam is just so much more easier to play than Jing, which requires thousands of games. So overall, I think Lam is stronger. But if you are talking about like being super proficient in Lam or Jing, I think Jing is slightly edges out Lam. But I think yuhuan is still beats everybody, honestly. Because range hero, right, you are just able to poke. Actually, I don't know, man. Jing and yuhuan, if you are talking about a very good Jing, I think a very good Jing will be able to beat out yuhuan. But most of the people will not be able to play Jing that well. Luna, I think, is also pretty strong, but I'll rate her below Lam. So it's yuhuan and Jing and Lam, followed by yuhuan. Not followed by Luna. And then you got your random, like, I don't know, your Nakalu, your who is that? Your Musashi, and your other random heroes, and your like, what other strong junglers are there? Let me think. Your Wukong. Wukong is also pretty strong. I would say Wukong maybe is above I know Wukong, I feel like it's the same as Luna. I've met very strong Wukong. So those are your hero for the jungle lane. Okay, let's focus on the game right now. Okay, I will turn the microphone off. So in situation like this, right, you want to head to a mid lane first. If your enemy roamer is very strong, right, then you want to go to a farm lane first. If you are stronger than your enemy roamer, you want to go hit to a mid lane. So that's the strategy I use. This game, I'm stronger than the enemy roamer, so I will go mid lane. Okay, see you guys next episode. Okay, that's the end of the game. I would say I definitely feel a difference. I was master before. I just recently leveled up to grandmaster. I can tell that the bots are somewhat better. My enemy bots are somewhat better. They're still pretty bad. I would say they are about 16, not 1500, 1500. But previously my bots is about 1400-ish. So I'll say the bots are slightly better, but they're still bots at the end of the day. You can very clearly tell they're bots. I highly doubt that they're going to be real people. If you check their match history, how you can tell that they're bots is their match history are all blank. The guys on my side should also be bots. Okay. Yep, it's all blank. So there's a 99.99999% chance they're bots. This guy's a bot because he instantly tried to swap position with me when I pick yuhuan. This guy might be actually a real person because he suck, and I don't think bots play that badly. Bots are like pretty consistent. They are consistently not good, but they don't make like dumb mistakes. They don't make like super bad mistakes because they have like map hack, right? So they know where the enemy is, so they wouldn't like go to a bush that the enemy is right next to. They'll try to use their skill to check the bush check. So there are some stuff that the bots do that are a lot better than real players, but the bots, how do I put it? They just make super strange decisions at certain points that cause them, but they don't really make errors. They make super strange decisions like walking on the spot, going back and forth on the spot. That sort of ruins their entire gameplay. But if they don't do that, right, they're actually pretty decent. So yeah, let's just continue on to the next game. So usually, right, as I mentioned from the start, let's just go over, continue off from where we left off. At the start, what you want to do is, if you determine yourself to be stronger than the roamer, then you go to the mid lane. Otherwise, you go to the farm lane and help your farm lane get the bird. What do you call that thing? Like the bird that roams around that gives you a bunch of gold. Everybody gets 20 gold for killing it, and then you and your farm lane share about, I would say 60-70 gold. So that's a total of 120 gold. 140 gold. Yeah, if you do that math, it's about 140, 150 gold. So it's a lot of gold. You definitely want to get that bird as much as you can. The reason why you go to mid lane, you prioritize the mid lane first, you're stronger, is because you can actually get both the bird and the bird at the side. The bird in the mid lane, the crab in the mid lane. I don't know what that thing is, a bird or crab. You can get the mid lane bird, and then you also can get the side lane bird if you are fast enough. That's the reason why I go to mid lane. Because the mid lane, you'll get to level 2 first, right? You and your mid lane. And if your mid lane knows how to play, they'll quickly try to gank the farm lane, because your farm lane will be usually be fighting a 1v2 against the enemy, marksman and their roamer. So they'll push forward, they'll come forward and place themselves in a very dangerous position. So if you and your mid lane are already level 2, you can just go and gank them, and there's a good chance that you will succeed. But let's say if you don't succeed, let's say your marksman, right, they push your lane very fast, and then the lane crash to your marksman very quickly. So you have no time to contest that. You can still invade their jungle. So you have a lot of options by going to clear the mid lane first and getting to level 2 first. I would say the only hero that's stronger that you want, and the only hero that you shouldn't really go to mid lane at the start will be either my Shiranui on the enemy side, or either a Dahlia on the enemy side. These two heroes are really strong early game. Between level 1 and 2, Dahlia is probably the strongest level 1 hero. So you don't really want to fight them head on in the mid lane. You want to go and help your marksman lane get the jungle creep. My god, my teammates are just randomly banning. These are the heroes that you should ban, right? This Dahlia, this Lam. Okay, I've talked about the meta marksman hero. I talked about the jungle already. I've talked about mid lane. Mid lane is basically just Gun and Mo and what else? I think Gun and Mo is by far the strongest hero. I guess Yixing is also decent, but otherwise, you can see that Yixing is being banned. I don't think there's a super strong mid lane hero that stand out. I think Zhou is actually very underrated. Zhou is super underrated. If you know how to play Zhou Yu well, you wouldn't like spam his first skill to spread the fire. you will use your first skill as your life-saving skill. So if you get the jump on the enemy jungle get the jump on you, then you can use your first skill. But otherwise, you want to just use your second skill to clear the wave, or your second skill to poke the enemy, and your second skill and ultimate to poke the enemy. But you want to use your first skill to save yourself instead of spreading your fire, unless you are really sure that the enemy jungle is not going to sort of gank you, or you have a lot of teammates nearby. Then you can use S1. Otherwise, just try to preserve your S1 as much as possible. But otherwise, I think Milady is also pretty strong. Nobody uses her for some reason. I think she has no mobility skills. Maybe somebody like Warner. The problem with Warner is that her late game sucks. Absolutely sucks. She can basically only trade 1-for-1 in the late game. So that's the bad thing about Warner. But otherwise, I would say it's okay. She's okay. I don't think she's strong, but she's a viable option. I can't think of other heroes unless I look at the actual hero list. We'll go over that after this game, I think. What else? Okay, let's go to maybe we'll go back to revisit the mid lane later on. Let's go to the roamer now. Dahlia is, if it depends on whether you are an organized team or not. I can only speak for solo queue. This definitely does not apply to organized team. In solo queue, Dahlia, Yuhuan are the strongest roamer, followed by Liang and Lady. Who is this guy called? The Lady Zhen. Yes, Lady Zhen is actually one of the strongest support, and Zhang Fei is actually, I guess, one of the strongest support. But honestly, Zhang Fei, I don't like to play tank heroes. That's why I don't touch Zhang Fei at all. But I would say Zhang Fei is a good option. Okay, I think we will stop the commentary here. We'll continue on after this game. I'll cut off the camera here. Sorry, not the camera, the microphone. Okay, this was a fairly easy game. I don't know why it suddenly dropped in difficulty again. The enemy is the enemy roamer might actually be a real person, cause he sucked. He was like in the early game. I don't know what he's doing. I think there's a good chance that the enemy roamer is actually a guy, is a real person. Cause the enemy roamer at the start, he just leaves his farm lane completely unguarded. His farm lane is definitely, I think, it's not a real person. I highly think that this guy over here is actually like a real person, but I have no proof cause I can't click on their match history. Okay, this guy is the Xiao Qiao is a real person. Okay, these two are actually real people. Okay, I believe that cause looking at their KD is horrible. So, yeah, usually, in the lower elo, bots play better than real people. Okay, maybe not play better than real people. Bots either play real people either play very badly or very well. And bots like are pretty consistent. They are consistently like in the middle, and you don't really find people in the middle again at low elo. You either find like Smurfs or you find those that are horrible, and this opponent fall into the horrible category. Okay, let's just finish about the heroes in the mid lane, the meta heroes in the mid lane. So we already talked about the jungle and the roaming. The jungle and the farm lane. Let's talk about the mid lane. You see, Zhou Yu, I already mentioned, is pretty strong. Shi is also pretty strong. But honestly, in solo queue, I don't know, man. Unless you're playing the super high elo, I will avoid going for Shi. But she in the super high elo, she's pretty strong. My Shi, Garnet Mo. Let's see, Wanner is okay, but she's not great. Let's see, who else? I see some Daqiao mid lane as well. I say it's decent. But again, those is reserved. Daqiao is reserved for super high elo. You don't want to play Daqiao in the low elo because she can't really carry on her own. Otherwise, I think that's it. Xiao Qiao, I guess Xiao Qiao is also pretty decent, but she's not good. She's just playable, just like this Shang Guan. So yeah, I think that's it. 5 heroes only. I guess Yixing. Did I mention Yixing? Yixing, my Garnet Mo. Then the Lady Zhen, I guess, is also good, but I would say she's better as a support than a mid lane because the damage is like abysmal. Her lane clear is like super horrible, so and her rotation is like pretty bad. It's pretty hard for her to roam. I think her base movement speed is pretty slow, so yeah, maybe not play her in the mid lane, play her in the roaming role. Her CC is a lot though. I have to give her credit for that. I guess Yuhuan can also go in the mid lane, but honestly, she's better as a support, either a support or a jungler, and not preferably as a jungler and not as a mid lane. Her mid lane is just okay. Clash, I think Ogran is okay in Crash. I don't think he's strong. He's playable. Dharma is actually, he might be one of the strongest mid lane in my opinion. Cause without Purify, if the enemy has either Fish or Purify, right, then Dharma sort of drop a tier. But otherwise, he's really strong. If you know how to use Flicker 1, which a lot of people at my elo knows how to do, he's like pretty strong. He can CC an entire team. Maybe not like entire team. Usually your CC is about 3 people, which is going to be super effective for a team. Especially there's a lot of Dharma that are actually better than me, and somehow they flicker 1, right? They can always flicker on 1 onto the enemy carry. I don't know how they do it, but because of that, I would say my personal experience with Dharma, right, makes me think that he's actually the best Clash lane right now. Let's see, Charlotte is whatever, she's not that great. A bit too hard to use, and also I think you have to go all in with her. She doesn't really have any escape options. Mulan is okay, not strong. Kaiser, Byron is unplayable. Fuzi is actually decent. I would say Fuzi, if you need to know how to flicker out as Fuzi. If you know how to do that, then it's okay. Otherwise, actually, now that I think about it, his late game is super strong, but his early game is super bad. So, you as Fuzi, what you need to do is you need to know how to flicker 1. That's like the most important thing. But otherwise, you don't need to have a lot of like mechanics on him, right? Because he's basically just auto attack and spam skill 2. So as long as you have quick fingers, that's all you need. But the only thing you need to do is avoid skirmishes at the start. So in the beginning, you don't want to fight. Your late game spike is a lot higher than the other heroes. So you want to just sort of tie up to the late game, then you can dominate the enemy. So as long as you know how to do that, Foods is pretty strong. Otherwise, he's like, don't use him otherwise. Otherwise, you will just die a lot in the early game, and then that cause your late game potential to just fall off a cliff. So I think Dharma, his early game is a lot stronger. So if you like early game skirmishes, go for Dharma. Let's see. Liu Bang is also okay, but I would say probably not play him in solo queue, cause sometimes you just out onto a dying enemy, a dying teammate, and then that teammate dies, and then you immediately just get surrounded by 5 people and you die as well. So it's like a 2-for-1. Yeah, so unless you have very good communication of a team, probably not Liu Bang. Nerja is okay, not great. Sun Ce is great though. Sun Ce I say is almost on par with Dharma. I would say it's like slightly below Dharma, but above Fuzi. Okay. Xiang Yu is, I don't think it's great. I think there are much better options than Xiang Yu. Erlian is another great choice. I would say Erlian is more or less on the same tier as Sun Ce. So for the farm lane, again, just to summarize, the best will be Dharma. Second best will be Fuzi. Second best will be Sun Ce. Third best will be Erlian. Fourth best will be Fuzi. Fifth, you can go with Miyue. You can go with Miyue, I guess, but you really need to be careful because her late game team fight, she has 0 team fight potential, so you can pretty much only split push. But her split push is really strong as well, so I don't know, man. I don't think. Ma Yan. How can I forget about Ma Yan? Ma Yan is, in my opinion, wow, my tier list have to change a bit. You have to be Dharma, followed by Sun Ce, followed by Ma Yan, then followed by Erlian, then followed by Fuzi. Wow. Yeah, those are the top 5 heroes in my opinion. Dharma is definitely the strongest. Ma Yan and Sun Ce comes very close. So if you want to do Clash Lane, practice those 3. Let's just see if I'm not missing out anybody. Farm lane, right as of now, pretty much the mainstream is only Long and Marco. You can play Ali as well, but you need to be very good on her. Oh yeah, how can I forget? Shou Yue is also very good. Long and Shou Yue is pretty much a must play. Marco is also honestly not that difficult, but it's gonna be harder than these 2 guys over here. These 2 guys are pretty straightforward, their skills. Long is easiest marksman ever. And his ridiculous amount of damage and survivability. And then so Long, Shou Yue, Marco, then you can go for either Huang Zhong or Ko Song Yu. If you are really well practiced with Ali, then you can, I guess, play Ali. But I wouldn't recommend Ali, especially for people who haven't played her yet. Don't really go and waste your time and train on her. She's not worth it. Okay, I talked about mid lane already. Let me see. I talked about jungle also. Okay, support. I also talked about support already actually. Let's just recap. Zhang Fei, Liang. Liang is good against assassin and squishy heroes. Lady Zhen is good against tanky heroes with low mobility. Zhang is good against assassin with high mobility. And then Dolia is very situational, honestly. I don't have much success with her in solo queue. I always get an MVP with Dolia and I always do the maximum amount of damage, but she just can't do that much on her own. Yeah, she relies way too much on her teammate for solo queue, I think. Liu Bang is also decent, but for solo queue, maybe not for solo queue unless you are above 2000. Let's see. Guikuzi is way too risky. I guess he's a hero where you have to go all in, man. I just don't like that kind of style. I like heroes that have a bit of an escape route. Guikuzi, if the enemy avoid your pull, right, and then they spot you coming towards them, then you are dead. Yeah. then you will die, and then your entire team will comes in to try and follow up. They will also more or less die. So he's a hero that has to go all in. I'm not for that. He's good against Lan Ling though. So if the enemy picks Lan Ling, I guess you can go for Gui Guzi. I personally wouldn't go for him. I'll go for the range support. I like to play range support. I don't like to play tanks. Even though Zhang Fei is pretty good, and I'm pretty sure I have a very good Zhang Fei. I will never play Zhang Fei in solo queue. I see Dahlia is one of the strongest one also. Da Qiao, I'll say probably leave her for 5Q, not for solo queue. So just to recap, Dahlia will be strongest, Yuhuan also the strongest. Lady Zhen, Liang, Zhang Fei. Sun Bing actually is situational also. I'll say Sun Bing is pretty strong. Yeah, so those are my options for support. Okay, I think let's just continue on the championship game. I'm on to my last game right now. Okay, so this is a third match of the day. There's a last match of the day. Actually, later, right, I'll switch account. I'll do another switch of accounts. I probably want to turn off the camera because I don't want you to see my details. I don't know. Will you see my details? Not really. You won't see my details. So I think I can just continue on without turning off the screen. I don't exactly know how to turn off the screen. Oh, there's a screensaver option. I think I'll just turn it on over here. Okay, now it's turned off. Okay, I need to make sure that I don't block the microphone port. Because when I'm gaming, right, I usually put my hand over the microphone port, and that just causes my audio to be muffled. Another reason why I usually turn off the microphone during recording, because my phone will be moving a lot. I'm not speaking through earpiece. I'm speaking directly through the microphone port. So through the phone, like speaker and microphone. So yeah, when I play the camera, the phone will obviously shake around, and then that causes a lot of static. Yeah, okay, and I don't want to lose focus during the game, honestly. Okay, so in lower elo, I just go for Yuhuan. Yuhuan is seriously strong. She will only get face difficulties in the high elo with Yuhuan. From 1900 onward, I think. Below 1900 and below 50 stars, Yuhuan is easily very dominant. Okay. I think I'll just commentate on the team composition, and then I will turn off the microphone. Usually in this case, right, I'll try to ban Yuhuan. But in this elo, right, nobody picks Yuhuan for some reason. Nobody first picks Yuhuan. Okay, so the fourth player tried to swap immediately with me, which lets me know that he's a bot. There's a good chance that the other players are bot also, from the looks of things. Nobody will ban me, trust me. Okay, the enemy picks this Ali. The enemy lineup is pretty solid, which leads me to think that it might be real people. Okay, there's a good chance that they are actually real people. And their lineup is actually really strong. As I mentioned before, Gun and Mo is the strongest mid lane in my opinion. Zhang Fei is also a decent. He's the only viable tank in my opinion right now in roaming. You've got Arlen in the Clash lane. I already talked about how I think Arlen is in the top 5. And on our squad, we pretty much have nobody except me. Yeah. This Xiahou is garbage. This Tun, he's got Tun here. Tun is garbage. Kaiser is garbage. This guy is okay. but it really requires an organized team for this guy to work. And I don't think right now we have an organized team. And this marksman is just not great. I think he's okay, but his survivability is okay. The main reason he's not great is because he just deals so little damage, sustained damage. But we'll see how it goes. I think I'll cut the camera here. I keep saying camera, microphone. Usually Zhang Fei likes to go with punish. So in this case, the Zhang Fei didn't go for punish. If the enemy Zhang Fei goes for a punish, right, you do not want to go to a mid lane. You want to go to the ADC lane and get the bird over there. Cause more than likely the enemy Zhang Fei will head towards the mid lane to get the bird. And since he has punish, you can't really sort of snag the bird from him. You always lose in the competition for the bird. So you want just to go to the ADC lane and help him get the other bird. Okay, I'll cut off the microphone here. See you guys on the next game. Bye for now. Okay, so the main point of this game, I made one error, which is the time I got killed by the alien. But I made one pretty big play this game. One important thing I did this game is I zoned the gun and bow. If you guys notice, right, during the team fight, I always ignore the front line and the enemy front line. The enemy front line always gets sort of blocked or cut off from the rest of the team, because I'm always zoning their carry away from the guy who's charging. That's the good thing about yuhuan with sprint, is that you can zone so much, and also you can, your circle, your CC is a circle, right? You can stun 5 enemy at once if you get a perfectly placed circle. If you notice at the end there, I stunned the 3 of the enemies multiple times during a team fight, and that makes a huge difference. Each stun lasts 0.75 seconds, so that's actually a decent amount of stun. The AoE stun with the AoE slow also is what makes yuhuan so good, because she's able to zone so well. As a range hero, range support, range hero, generally as a range support, you need to have a lot of CD, right? So you can keep spamming your skills, and your skills is not to do damage. Yes, they do damage if you constantly like spam them, but they are not meant to do burst damage. They are meant to for utility purposes. Like my S1 is mainly to slow the enemy down, and my S2 is to CC the enemy so that they don't go forward, and the team that charge, right, the teammate that charge ahead usually does support, their jungle, their clash lane, those people is cut off from the rest of their carry. That's the most important thing. Unfortunately, as yuhuan, you need to let your carry deal with the enemy charging unit on their own, cause yuhuan is not a very good hero to protect your carry. She's a hero that can help push your lane advantage and really destroy the enemy, but it's not a hero that can really sort of defend your carry. So if you stay behind your carry and always try to defend him, right, you'll find that your yuhuan will be losing tons of games. Your job is to zone the enemy and destroy the enemy backline. It's not to really get the front line. Your jungle and your clash lane are supposed to deal with the front line. The back line, right, usually you can kill the back line, because I built a lot of magic pierce. But if you feel that you can't kill the back line, then just use your sprint, zone them off, and then use your sprint to get back into a team fight and make it like a 3v5 or something. Then you will just win the team fight. Okay, I think with that we will end the commentary. Okay, as you can see, another 16. Pretty good, pretty good. This alien might be a real person actually. I can't view his results for some reason. This Yao is a real person because he plays pretty badly, I think. This RD might be a real person also. This gun and more, I'm not sure about that. Let's just click on all of them. I'm pretty interested. But this gun and more is actually a real person, because they either play really well or really horribly. I want to see if this guy is a real person. This guy over here. Probably a bot lah. Okay. And Bien, right, was healing people like crazy. So if you realize that Bien is actually viable, and especially in 5Q, he's not more than viable, he's even good. But the thing is that he's so squishy, man. He's so squishy. And he's so little range. He pretty much is like a walking healer, like a walking fountain. That's all he is. He's like a Cai Yan, this hero over here, on steroids in terms of healing. But he has basically no CC whatsoever. In high-low, none of his skills are going to hit the enemy. No enemy is going to stand there for a few seconds for enough for Bien to hit him. In high-low, all your heroes are super mobile, and then none of them are going to be sort of within hittable range for more than 0.5 seconds. And Bien's skill takes so long to cast for the animation to reach the endpoint. So he does virtually no damage to the enemy. Unless the enemy really becomes really stupid and then try to sort of all come into melee range with him. If you are assassin, your best bet is to burst Bien down. Otherwise, if you are playing as a warrior, don't go anywhere near Bien without your team, because he will just out heal you, and then once you find that you are stuck and then your poison stack gets to 5, right, it gets really dangerous. You pretty much can't outrun him because of his slow. So he's not really a unit that you pay attention to unless if you are a burst assassin. You need to sort of just zone him out away from the rest of the enemy. Your job is to just zone him. As long as you zone him, you don't engage him if you are like a tank, then you'll be fine. Because you won't be able to kill him as a tank, he'll just be able to out-heal you. Just zone him out, and then yeah, get your enemy warrior to come and assist you in killing him. He's honestly, as long as BN is isolated, right, he himself is not able to do anything at all. So yeah, the problem is that he's so squishy. His lane rotation is so low at the start, so bad at the start. His lane kill is pretty bad as well. He needs to get so close to the minions in order to clear it. So overall, he's like not great, even though his healing is insane. Okay, let's go over to the next account. I have another account over here. Yeah, I'm yet to play championship on this account as well, and then we will play 3 games over here as well. Okay, my phone is lagging right now. My phone is getting really hot thanks to the recording. Let me see, is this person? Yes, I haven't played championship on this account. Play match. Alright, start. As a jungler, I'll play mainly yuhuan as well, but if yuhuan is not available, I'll go for Nakaruru. I find that Zilong, I've been playing Zilong recently, I find that Zilong is just not that great. Even though he has very good stats, overall he's just not that great. Let's see. Ogran. If Nakaruru is not available, I'll go for Ogran. Musashi. I don't know about Musashi, man. Musashi feels very good to play, but then I just never got to play him. I think I don't know what's his issue. The problem is this, I think he just deals too little damage. His enhanced BA does not clear jungle creeps fast enough. That's my issue with him. I guess I can play this Kong Ming also. I've yet to learn Wukong. Wukong is a hero that I desperately need to learn. I'll never be able to play Luna or Jing, so don't worry about me playing them. Lam is also a hero I need to learn. Lam and Wukong. Kong Ming is a hero I already know how to play, so if Nakaru is really big, I think I'll go for Kong Ming instead of Zidong. Let me just make sure my microphone is on. Yes, it is. Okay, so we'll play yuhuan again. I'm not afraid of playing the same hero over and over, because I want to win. And in order to win, you need to play the hero that's the best, and yuhuan is simply the best. In solo queue anyway, in 5Q, probably not the best. I need Lam to be banned. If yuhuan is big somehow by the enemy, then I'll go for yuhuan. Sorry, I'll go for Lady Zhen. Lady Zhen is the next best support in my opinion. If unless you have the luxury of sort of waiting for the enemy to pick first. If your teammate allow you to pick for them, right? Now I get to decide between Lady Zhen and Liang. So depending on whether there's more assassins or there's more warrior on the enemy's team, I will go for Liang or yuhuan. I keep saying yuhuan, Lady Zhen. So you want to pick Liang again if the enemy has very high mobility. People like Han Xin, people like Ali, those heroes are really weak to Liang. Ali actually counters Lady Zhen as well, because Ali is Liang counters Ali, but Ali counters Lady Zhen. because Ali is skill 2 can block Lady Zhen's skill 2. So because his Lady Zhen's skill is a projectile, right, which requires quite a bit of cast time. This Ali can just block it with their S2, a well placed S2. Yeah. So why Liang counters Ali is because none of Liang's skill Ali can block. Liang's first skill is a wall on the ground which places on the ground. It's not a projectile. And his second skill is sort of an AoE on the ground as well. It's not really a projectile. So, and Liang's ultimate perfectly counters Ali because you don't need to target Ali with it. You just simply need to press the ultimate. And then no matter where Ali is, as long as she's within your range, she'll be controlled CC. And then just before your ultimate ends, place your S1 and Ali will be stunned for so long that she will not be able to return to her original position and she will just die there. Even if she doesn't die after her S1, she won't be able to get out of that situation because we have no other skills available. Okay, so looking at the enemy's composition, I'll say it's not that great. Ours is okay as well. I would say overall it's pretty much even. The only hero with strong RTM is Shi. Okay, I think I'll end the recording. End the microphone. Honestly, just now, when I was about to kill Shi, then Shi CC me, right? Honestly, I could have used my ultimate to just kill her. But then I was trying to save up on my ultimate because my skill 1 was almost ready. As soon as I press my skill 1, she'll be dead. So I was trying to save up on my ultimate. I shouldn't have ended up doing that. I should just use my ultimate there. The reason I don't use my ultimate is because after I killed her, right, somebody will be after my ass. So I wanted to use my ultimate, save my ultimate, to use that as an escape option. But then it's not possible. I don't think it's possible to get away because I have no sprint left. My active item is also a CC. So at that time, I should have just traded 1 for 1 with Shi. And then we will just deal with the other guy coming after me later. At most, I would hit 1 for 1. In the end, I didn't kill her, but I also didn't sort of get into a lot of trouble. Because I didn't went very deep, right? Shi actually managed to CC me away. So I would say both cases are acceptable. If I use my ultimate there to kill Shi, right? Honestly, if somebody come chasing after me, I will no choice. No escape option. But I think I should have just taken the risk. But I think that's like a tiny mistake. Overall, I would say this match, the early game was horrible. Wow, early game is absolutely terrible. Okay. Thankfully, this don't end up being MVP. What the hell? Not MVP, second in line. That's weird. I thought this turn would have been last place because he was like playing pretty badly. Okay, overall, I would say our marksman builds the standard 狄仁杰 build, which is this build over here. And honestly, I got to say 狄仁杰 is a good counter to Shi Si, because he's able to cleanse her control. Against Shi, right, as long as you pick a hero who can use Purify, that's good enough. Shi is actually very strong. Her CC is ridiculously OP, but she has so little sort of escape option. Her skills are the kind that needs to go all in. And then, if you don't land your skill properly, and if an assassin jumps onto you, even when your skills are all not on CD, if an assassin jumps on you, it'll be very hard for you to CC the enemy assassin just right there and there. I would say her skills are, you need to cast it, right? So there's a bit of delay, and then you need to be pretty precise with the position where you're casting it, because the enemy can just simply use a dash immediately after you cast your skill. She has quite a lengthy, not lengthy, but like she has an animation which allows the enemy assassin, if you're playing a Hansin, right, you can actually use your dash to dodge the cast as soon as you see her doing the animation, casting animation. So skills are actually pretty tough to cast. In close range, in long range, I'll say it's actually easier, because the enemy, the movement are quite predictable. They will try to avoid you. So as long as you cast behind them, right, usually it will land. But if the enemy assassin jump onto you, you don't know whether to cast it to the front or to the back, because he can move either way. In fact, he's a 360 movement, circle of movement. You don't know whether he's going to go to your back, go to your front, or retreat, poke you, then retreat or something. You don't know. So it's much easier to sort of CC enemy they're running away from you rather than enemies that are jumping onto you. Actually, in this case, right, normally I'll go for Dahlia, but well, my win rate is 100%. That's amazing. I'll go with Dahlia normally because yuhuan is banned. So my top three go-to is yuhuan, Dahlia, and Lady Zhen. I'll go for Liang again if the enemy has a heavy assassin, heavy composition, and I'll go look for Dolia only when our team has a Wanner. That's the only Shangguan. It's not called Wanner here, it's called Shangguan. But only when our team has a Shangguan or even the Alien, then I'll go Dolia. besides these two heroes, I will not go for Dahlia. Because Dahlia, right, is just she relies so too heavily on the team already. I'm an exceptional Dahlia, but I just lose with her so much that I don't want to play her anymore. My win rate is Dahlia is pathetic, like 40% or something like that. And I got MVP basically for all the lost games, and I deal the most amount of damage in each game. It's just we are way too reliant on a team. And she does good damage, but not enough damage to carry the team, unlike Lady Zhen, Liang, or Yuhuan. As you can see from my past few matches, yuhuan does about 30% damage on average per game. So you can see that she's able to carry pretty hard. Okay, I think I'll just cut the microphone as soon as the game starts, cause otherwise there's a bit of delay, and then I need to rush to a mid lane. Right? If there's some delay, then I wouldn't get to a mid lane. The enemy roamer will get to the bush first, and then get vision first, and then he'll be able to poke me and do, and or even like, yeah, he'll be able to basically poke me together in the mid lane, cause he got my position down, and so I'll be at a severe disadvantage. So I will need to cut the microphone as soon as we enter the game. I'll just briefly commentate on the composition, I guess. I haven't looked at the composition. I'll say I like their composition a lot more. They got Zhang Fei, they got Shi. Yang Jie is whatever. Hou Yi is actually decent. Yao is okay, also okay. We have a Luban. I think Luban is the only hero that I really like on our side. The other heroes are meh. I would say overall, I'll give it to them. Their composition is slightly stronger. Okay, I think I'll cut the microphone here. This is the last game. See you guys after this game. Bye for now. Okay, this is actually the second last game, by the way. I think I have one more game like queued up. I think the enemy this time is all mostly bots. Honestly, the enemy is pretty weak. Yeah, all of them are pretty garbage. Our team, honestly, everybody besides the Lupan might be bot. I think the Lupan is actually, I'm not sure, cause the Lupan right at the start of entering the game, he shows 50 stars, so he might be a 50-star bot. 50-star bot are actually crazy good. This Lupan is actually like very good actually. Look at his build. He's building armor. He knows how to play. Lupan needs to build armor. You need to build like the armor boots, and then you need another armor item. If you like to be safe, if you don't want to play safe, you can go for HP items, HP attack items, like the item with active. What is that thing called? Okay, I will give him a like first because he honestly played pretty well. I don't know if it's a bot. You can buy this item over here if you want to be safe as a Lupan. The safest is obviously to buy armor, but you can buy this item over here. Let's see, where's this item? This item is Pure Sky. You can honestly buy this item if you are scared to die as Lupan. But if you want to be really safe, you can go for one armor item. But armor boots, this boot over here is a must. Do not buy CD boots. Okay, you can maybe get CD boots at the start of the game, but after 5 minutes you should swap over to armor boots. Either armor or boots of resistance. I think the boot of resistance, after it got nerfed, right, armor boots is slightly better now. So I'll go for armor boots personally. But do not go for this and never go for this. This is horrible, absolutely horrible. Lupan doesn't need attack speed. He needs CD at the start anyway. So just go for CD boots at the start if you feel like it. But then in the mid game, just please change over to these boots. And that's a really good option in this game as well, specifically in this game. In fact, I use the same boot in this game because look at the enemy composition. Shi is the only mage on their team. All the other 4 guys are AD damage. And she's not like a damage dealer. She's more like a CC. Her base damage, her skill damage is not that high, honestly. And scaling is pretty garbage. So even though she's building a lot of AP items, right, the best way to maximize Shi damage is actually to build penetration items on her. You want to go for pierce. This Shi, right, did not build any pierce item at all. You build a bunch of AD item, which is not good. Because her AD scaling is terrible. You need to build AD scaling item on something like a gun and more. That or like a Xiao Qiao, those with a lot of scaling. Not somebody like a Shi which have pathetic scaling and relies mostly on skill based damage. So for Shi, right, if you want to maximize the damage, go for pierce, go for CD. Because she relies a lot of her base damage, right? So you want to spam her skills as much as possible. So those are the 2 options to raise her base damage. Raise her damage, sorry. But because generally her damage is low, right? She's essentially like half a mage, considered half a AP unit. Essentially, you have 4.5 AD unit on the enemy team. And in that situation, you shouldn't go for like a resistance boots, right? It makes no sense. I think armor boot will make a lot more sense. So the fact that this Lupan builds it, right, shows me that he got a lot of command. He got a lot of knowledge of the game, I would say. Good command of the game. Mechanics of the game mechanics, I guess. So yeah, we have one more game left. Let's just get this game over with. Okay, so just sharing with you guys what the thought process is when I'm building my item. Your item should never be fixed. You should always like adapt according to the lineup of the enemy. So if the enemy has a very AP heavy lineup, obviously you want to change to AP items, AP defense items. So for example, if you look at yuhuan, I have 4 builds. I think this build over here, you can see I have a build specifically against this AP item. I'm swapping this thing, August Word, out for this thing, Succubus Cloak over here. Because if there's a lot of AP on the enemy team, it makes no sense for me to build armor. This gives me a bunch of armor which I don't really need. So Succubus Cloak is actually much better if the enemy has very AP heavy. It's pretty much your go-to option against an AP heavy comp. So yeah, you can see that I do have like use all of these slots, by the way. For yuhuan, some of the slots are taken up by the various positions. But if you have a hero like Zhang Fei that obviously goes into a roaming role, then you can have multiple builds for him that is that helps you to go against a heavy comp, AD heavy comp, or mixed comp. Alright, just always have 3 different builds ready for a single character. I think 3 is more than enough. Honestly, 4 and 5 is overkill. Personally, I would never go for 5. Even in the AOV in the past, where I'm super particular about the build, I only go for 4 builds. I don't go for a 5th one. Okay, let's get this game over with. Okay, we need one more win for the championship. Honestly, let me think. The opponent right now can't be more than 1,500. I would say at most 1,600. I saw a lot of, most of them are 1,500. I saw a few 1,004, a few 1,006, but I would say most of them are 1,005. So expect to meet those level of opponents when queuing for this mode. Sorry. Obviously, you want to go for 5Q. Ideally, you should go for 5Q. I think this is a very good place to practice 5-man teamwork. But because the enemy is not at very high level, you are not like playing against 50 stars or 100 stars. The enemy is like pretty much all high level bots, I would say. So yeah, if you look at their ban options, right, you can clearly tell that it's a bot. This guy is a bot as well. The fourth, I don't know whether the 5th guy is a bot, but the 4th guy is definitely a bot. I'll go for yuhuan as well, obviously. Okay, the 4th guy is a bot. Yeah, so we can see that this is just bots. I still can't believe I have a 100% win rate. That's actually crazy. Because there are some games where I still lose it on yuhuan. Like, yuhuan is pretty bad against Lupan. Yuhuan is bad against any marksman that have a lot of range. That's the first thing. And can sort of stay on the spot and attack, just do sustained damage on the spot. Like yuhuan is good against Lady Sun, for example, who does like burst damage. But yuhuan is very bad against people that does sustained damage and people have a lot of range, aka your Garo, aka your Lupan. I would say Lupan is slightly better because he has a higher burst damage than Garo. Okay, so the enemy has an okay comp. I would say very strong. Milady is alright, I think. The problem with Milady is that she's very easily killed. But then I pretty much need to tank her ultimate. I need to be the one tanking her ultimate, and Zilong needs to be the one that is charging at her. Ideally, Zilong should be the one tanking her ultimate instead. Most of the time, I just tank their ultimate because I'm usually the one charging first at the front. Okay, if you look at the enemy's composition, right, you can also see it's just one mage. All the rest of the enemy are just armor, AP, AD dealing, damage dealing units. So you need to build armor boots as a marksman or as anybody else. Yeah, so this is just like basic of item building. I'd say overall, I like their composition better because I think Zilong is pretty trash. I think Lady Sun is pretty trash. In fact, I'll go as far to say that Lady Sun might be the worst marksman at the moment. And honestly, Biron and Frost is like whatever. Biron is like pretty bad. Frost is whatever. The enemy has a Liu Shan, which is pretty decent. I would say he's still not viable, but he's almost viable. Chang Fei is still better than him, but I think Liu Shan is okay if you are playing aggressively. Let's see. Yeah, overall I'll give a composition to them. I'll cut the microphone here. Honestly, the enemy this time round is all bots. The Lupan is the only one that's not a bot cause he's speaking. But even doubt he's a bot. I think the AI can actually do what he's doing. He might even be a bot. Although I think it's highly unlikely, but I don't know. AI has evolved to a point where they can do crazy things now. It's completely not out of the ordinary for the AI to speak. Okay, this game I played not that well relative to the other guys. The other guys played a lot better, especially I think this mid lane, this Shao Jun played pretty well. I'm just gonna take a look at the enemy. Pretty sure the rest of the 4 are bots. Yep. This guy is the only one that's not a bot. I'm not sure actually. This guy is dubious. I would say you can make the decision on your own, make the judgment on your own. I think he's probably a bot with an AI chat implementation. Okay, I think with that I'll end today's episode. See you guys on the next championship, or maybe see you guys next season. After the season reset, I'll be grinding pick mode again, and then I'll probably play like, I don't know, 3 games every day, 4 games every day. So maybe I'll stream those as well. But once I get to a top 500, I will not stream anymore because I will need to really focus. In fact, not even top 500. Once I get into a top 1000, I won't stream. Outside of top 1000, I think I will just stream. Okay, with that, see you guys next time. Bye for now.